Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome in today for episode 62 of the Podwans podcast. I'm your host, Char J, joined by my co-host, Luke.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
And the other co-host, Hereth Productions.
Welcome, everyone.
Hope everyone's having a great day so far. Today, we're going to be talking about Season 1, Episode 4 of Star Wars Rebels, a.k.a. Fight or Flight. I'm excited to talk about this episode with all of you guys and seeing the growing dynamic between Zeb and Ezra and all of that good stuff. Luke, Hereth, are we ready to get the show rolling?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
The Jedi Knights are all but destroyed, and yet your task is not complete, Inquisitor. The Emperor has foreseen a new threat rising against him. The Podwans Podcast.
We are definitely a threat, I'd say,
Yeah,
according to that audio.
I don't think we were supposed to hear that.
Well, yeah, we did. But we are definitely a threat, and we are coming to talk about Star Wars Rebels. We have the bestie, Alanis, in the chat. How you doing? Hope everything is good with you and your Star Wars class. I hope that is going very well. Kenny said is that a Chiefs jersey?
Yes,
here,
he's based out of Missouri, so yes.
Well,
it
that's
is a
right. I
Chiefs
have
jersey.
Edwards Hilaire. I want to see how he's doing. Never mind.
He's gotten 9 yards.
What quarter is it?
The game literally just started.
Perfect. Okay, so
30
I'm not
minutes
too
ago.
worried. All right. So today we're going to be talking about Fight or Flight, episode 4 of season 1, and we have one guest today. And this is a guest that all of you have very much enjoyed because he has been on a lot of shows. Just to give you a little bit of a rundown of every single show that he's been a part of. So he has been on the first time he was on the show or our show. He was a co-host. He filled in for me one episode, and he's been a guest on a Book of Boba Fett roundtable. He's been on episode 32, 37, 39, 43, 48, and 55 of our Clone Wars show. And today he's making his debut for Star Wars Rebels. Let's bring in Chase at Forward Into the Black.
Hi.
Also, Char, you forgot the most important one.
Which
For
one?
the trivia tournament finale, when he was statistically telling us how the odds of we're getting Rebels 3 times in a row. Not Rebels. Resistance
Oh, no, that was
3 times in
Cal.
a
That
row.
was Cal.
No, it was also Chase as well.
Okay, well, I mean, they were both.
Yeah,
kinda
Cal
doing
and
it.
I were in the kitchen at the B&B being like, what are the statistics of everyone landing on Resistance?
Yeah. Well, Chase, we're glad to have you here today. And did you like that resume? I mean, you've been on this show so many times, and you're one of like the fan favorites, especially with your PowerPoints and just your whole attitude and your humor when you come on here.
Yeah, I think I'm on a handful more of the Rebels, and then I'll be joining Luke and Mr. Bale tonight
And Tia.
And Tia. Oh, Tia's gonna be on. Nice.
Oh, for Rings of
I
Power.
recently met Tia IRL, so that'll be really fun.
There you go.
Yeah, you met her for Rogue One, right?
Yeah, we went to
Yeah.
Rogue One and IMAX together.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I gotta love Tia. Kari, she's been on all of our watch-alongs. For most of our watch-alongs for
House of
all
Dragon.
of them for House of Dragon, and also our Rings of Power. She missed the last week because of a sick kid, but besides that, it's been really good.
Yeah, well, I hope you guys have a fun night after this show, because immediately after this, they are going to be watching Rings of Power. So stay tuned for that, and on Scener, by the way. So are we ready to get the show rolling?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
All right, Chase. But before we start, where can the good people find you on social media?
You could find me basically on TikTok at Forward Into the Black. You can also every once in a while find me on Twitch, also at Forward Into the Black. I do have an Instagram and Twitter that are never used, so just do TikTok.
Awesome. All right, Luke. Let's get the show on the road.
So, Chase, we've started something new. If you haven't watched the last couple of episodes of Rebels,
I think he has.
I have. I don't know what
have.
you're talking about.
So we have a little segment before we start. It's called Explain the arc in 2 sentences or less. So explain this episode in 2 sentences or less.
Stealing from your local government is always right, and kiss your friends.
Since we only have one host, one guest, Hereth, how would you do this?
Gen Zer pisses off a millennial and steals a TIE fighter.
Okay, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Zeb's Gen X.
Yeah. Zeb's Gen X. Yeah, I
Very
would
Gen
agree.
X.
I would agree with that. He's very Gen X-y. Char.
I would have to say it's kid wants fruit but doesn't get it, so he angers a bunch of old men and ends up destroying it all.
Okay. I would say boy and large creature get in tussle are sent for fruit that doesn't exist on planet.
They do, but it doesn't grow.
But yeah, they don't grow on planet. But that's how I would. That's how I would say. How I would call it. Also,
Atlanta's 10 out of 10.
yeah, well,
Who?
Haley, you said perfect description. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if you're meaning
I don't-
chases. I'm
Yeah.
assuming you mean chases.
yeah, I'm assuming as well. Also, we have to have a moment of silence. We got some terrible news today that Rogue Squadron has been taken off the calendar year for 2023. So please, everybody, a moment of silence.
I prefer bagpipes.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was half
Chase,
silence.
Chase, I know you got the news. What's going on? Like, what are you doing?
It's been removed from the 2023 calendar. That could mean a number of things. Look, if it's gone, it is a greater tragedy than losing the queen. But I don't think it's gone. I think it's going to. I think they're going to put it back on the calendar when casting is done, when script is done. It doesn't make sense when none of these things are done and they still have it slated for a December 2023 year. It doesn't make sense. They're getting ready to start their 2023 fiscal year, so they don't want to have something that won't make any money on their 2023 fiscal year. So it makes sense they took it off, but we didn't get an update from Disney saying, hey, we're taking it off of the calendar year. This is not a delay. It's just mysteriously removed. So we'll see. I think, when we're all in London, we will find out if there's any news. I think that's going to be the place to announce it and say, hey, I think it's safe to say come Star Wars Celebration, we're not going to see anything for Rogue Council. I mean, for Rogue Squadron. Rogue Council.
Podcast
Rogue
plug.
Council.
Twitch.tv/.
With Xanatos 1138 and Higo to Mass
Former
27.
trivia tournament competitor.
So they will, in the same way when they announced all those shows, kind of, at the Mando Plus panel, we will probably see something like that and says, hey, Rogue Squadron is happening. We don't have a date for it, et cetera, et cetera.
You think that'll be slated for the 2025 instead?
Yes.
They'll push it back 2 years.
2025 is probably the best.
I think that's the best scenario as well, because I mean it gives Patty Jenkins time to get Wonder Woman 3 done, and she was very, 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 very adamant, especially in that announcement that she did. Like this is going to mean a lot to her. Her dad was a fighter pilot. Like getting a story about fighter pilots in Star Wars, like X-wing pilots, A-wing pilots, just seeing those people, seeing those types of characters that don't get that spotlight, I think is very, very important. And I think she wants to take her time with it, make sure the script is up to par, make sure that everything production-wise goes smoothly. So I think it's a best thing scenario.
Yeah.
Yes, people are upset, but in the long run, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I to kind of cap it off, it's also if it comes out in 2025, that marks it 6 years since we'll have had a Star Wars movie, which I think is ample breathing room. That is very much a let the dust settle. with The Rise of Skywalker as the last movie, and also like with the way that all the shows have been going, they've all kind of done like a bait and switch. Like The Mandalorian was initially the show about the Silver Boba Fett, and it was a story about him and Baby Yoda, and Kenobi was supposed to be about Obi-Wan and Luke. It was about Leia. I could see, the more I think about it, the more I think what we'll probably get is this will be a Lost Stars type of story where we're going to see more about the TIE fighter pilots than we're expecting, and kind of see what it's like in the Empire as a TIE pilot, and kind of have those really scary moments when like those Top Gun moments when the plane, the plane's out of control and you're just stuck in the cockpit. I think we're going to see a lot of that stuff in that movie. So
you think that they're gonna take some inspiration and get kind of like the wide shots and see what they did for? I mean, it's obviously not possible to copy what Top Gun was able to do, especially Top Gun Maverick, because everything. I mean, we have actual ships.
yeah,
But do you think there's a way that they can simulate?
yes, absolutely. I went to the Boeing Museum in Seattle this last week, and we did a flight simulator that turns you upside down. You could totally put a camera rig in there, and you can totally make it so that you put the pilots there upside down. I think we will get a moment of like a TIE pilot pulling their helmet off in their tie and like sweating and freaking out. Like, I think we're going to get shots like that very much that Top Gun Maverick feel of like, this is not fun. This is scary.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll get a lot of that.
Well, I can imagine they'll use the volume in a way to like build off, because they've used green screens before, like building an actual cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
But with the volume, you could probably make it a rotating middle, and then just put it on the volume and have it rotate and simulate.
And have like have a battle going on in the volume to where it's so immersive, and I think that's going to be perfect for the actors, because they'll actually be able to see what they're doing.
I think even like just the shots with Tom Cruise doing this, like we're going like those, that really impactful, that it's just that motion just makes it feel a lot more real, feel a lot more claustrophobic, of like this is as far as he can move his hand. I think we're going to get shots like that, and I think they want to make sure that they can do shots like that, and they want to do the things that Top Gun Maverick was able to do because they were actually in the air. And it's like, how do we translate this into a 30-foot room?
And I definitely think that's I think that's what they're gonna look at, because Top Gun was very, very successful. We'll just have to see how it all works out. But after that moment of silence and a little bit of talking about Rogue Squadron, let's get into tonight's episode. Tonight's episode is labeled, or is called, Fight or Flight. And let's get into the story of it. So we did summaries of, each one of us did summaries, and I think we all kind of touched on the same thing. This story is basically Zeb and what? I agree.
At least two pilots have to have mustaches in Rogue Squadron.
Yes, agreed. Agreed. Yeah, somebody's got
mustaches in here.
Not yours.
Hey, that's not nice.
Basically, the short and the long of this episode is Zeb and Ezra finally putting the past behind them, especially for past things. I mean, the entire episode, Ezra's like, "Oh, but I saved your life. Oh, but I saved your life," because he did from the last episode. And it's more or less a relationship that we kind of haven't like ever seen before. I think it's more interesting. How do you think, Chase? How do you think this relationship differs from any other relationship, whether it's like a friendly relationship, like any other relationship in Star Wars?
This is one of the things that I think is really interesting, because it's even in the beginning of the episode when like you have the back and forth between Zeb and Ezra, basically being like, "You owe me. I saved your life. You should owe me a life debt. Like the Wookiees do." Blah blah blah. This is I think it's interesting because these are two established good guys that hate each other. That like we tell very much from the first episode of Rebels all the way into this episode, Zeb does not like Ezra at all. Has no reason to like Ezra. Chopper's kind of the neutral party, I think, with all of the crewmates, and he's just there to antagonize everyone for funsies. But it's very interesting, and I think this is what this show does so well, is it does pairings. Like each episode, you'll get a new pairing, or a deeper dive into that pairing. Like this one is obviously all about Ezra and Zeb, and then later on, you'll get a Sabine and Kanan, and then a Hera and Ezra, and then a Hera and Sabine. Because we want to see how all these characters interact. And I think what's really cool, I think especially with Zeb as a character, is how he learns to really care about everyone around him. Whereas I think Sabine, Hera, Kanan, and Ezra automatically want to care about people. Zeb does not. And I think we really see, this is like the preview to Zeb and Callus. And going from like the, hey, we have to do this because we're on the same crew, we have to end up liking each other, to enemies to lovers.
I mean, it could definitely be.
They're lovers. It's sorry, Atlantis. You'll never get Callus.
I don't know why I thought you meant enemies to lovers, Ezra and Zeb. I was like, what?
No. Like Ezra and Zeb is like the precursor to Zeb and Callus. Like this learning moment for Zeb to like love someone and care about them, like he does Ezra. Later on, we see them at the end of this episode playing, and after the whole TIE fighter thing, they're best buds now. And then we're going to see that later on in a much larger version with Zeb and Callus.
Oh Jesus. Malik, you menace.
Hey,
Jesus.
Just start tipping some DeviantArt artists, and you'll get it.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
But Char, Hereth, kind of, what are your guys' thoughts on the relationship and how it differs from any in Star Wars?
Hereth, go ahead.
Well, I mean, for the most part, I'd have to agree with almost Chase's point exactly. Like, I love how Rebels does like this pairing system of like, oh, we're gonna pair these two characters together, and I love how it starts, like I said, very antagonistic, and they're very like at each other's throats the entire first couple episodes, and then you get like a little bit of cockiness of like, ah, I saved you, now I saved you, and it's just like this back and forth thing until they have to go on this insane adventure that is life and death, and then they're like, oh, we get along greatly, and like I just love how they made that like an overarching theme over the first 4 episodes and just kind of capped it off in this first 4. Because it's like with Clone Wars, I feel like this would have been like a one-off, and it would have been like, oh, they hate each other, and they love each other at the end. So I like how Rebels is kind of just like spreads it out coarsely over the first half of the season and just kind of lets these character moments build from episode to episode instead of just doing it all at once.
Char?
Yeah, I mean, you guys essentially all covered it. I love how there's pairings that, because in terms of the show being new as of where we're at in the rewatch, the best way to grow characters is by pairing them together. And I mean, that's essentially why so many characters are liked. It's not just because of their like of who they are as individuals, it's who they are as a team. And like there's so many different duos in Star Wars that really shine when they're in certain situations. And are we adding anything else? Because I mean, my lore segment leads right into this.
Can you hold off a little bit? I got one more question about Zeb and Ezra. I think
you guys got it all covered. So yeah, I really enjoy how Zeb and Ezra were the two that were paired for this.
No, yeah. And speaking of that pairing, and who ends up putting them together, obviously, is Hera. Hera and everybody else is kind of irritated with their shenanigans, so she sends them out to get supplies and Jugan fruit, right? Correct?
Yogan fruit.
Yogan fruit.
Oh,
Melu Run. No, it is Melu Run.
No, it's a Melu Run, but
Run.
Sumar gives Ezra a Yogan fruit.
Yogan fruit. Yeah.
Because that was an old friend.
And they just, it takes them a while to kind of figure out how this relationship is going to work, how how ultimately it doesn't matter who saves who. It's the meaning of saving each other and being there for each other. I think that's the big thing from this episode that we learned. Do you think Hera was banking on Ezra and Zeb to figure it out, or do you think it was just dumb luck?
Hera's too smart for dumb luck. Everything she does has a purpose. I think so. I'm still going through Rebels, and I just watched Trials of the Darksaber today. Which there's a moment in that episode where Hera like really lays into Kanan about how things need to happen, and like basically giving Kanan Jedi training that he never got, even though she's not a not a Jedi or anything like that. So I think she very much knew that the only way to make them figure this out between themselves is to send them on a wild goose chase. You know, like the idea, like, oh, there's no Melu runs on Lothal, but they're gonna argue about it, and they're gonna blame each other, and then they're gonna come to a conclusion because they're gonna have to come. Her plan, obviously, is they're gonna come back to the ship without Melu runs, but they're gonna have figured it out together, and it obviously had the most roundabout way of getting it back together, but they did. And like, it's so great seeing like the surprise on Hera's face when she's like, what, you brought a Melu run?
Yeah. yeah. I definitely don't think she was expecting them to actually get one, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'd have to say that she planned for all this to happen, just like you said, Chase. She's very, very smart. She's strategic, and she knew that there was going to be they were either going to fall apart, or they were going to come together and figure this out. And she banked on them figuring out, and they do. Hereth, Char, anything to add?
Yeah,
Most
go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I would say no. I think it's just Hera being kind of like, because I know everyone makes the Ghost Crew comparison of like the found family, that's always just the Star Wars like constant throughout all of any of the Star Wars like shows and movies and kind of stuff. But it's like Hera very much takes on like the surrogate mother role, and she's like, okay, these two siblings are not getting along, so I'm gonna put them together, and I know that they're gonna figure it out, because again, like you said, like life and death situations, and like, because she knew they would like cause trouble with the Empire somehow, because that's just Ezra and Zeb's personality. That's just what bonds them together. So she knew if they put them together and put them on Lothal and just had them go after the Empire, that they would get closer together and like find common ground with each other. While they may never like get along as close as she would want them to, but at least she was able to get them to find common ground at this point in time.
All right, Chase, you want to respond to that comment?
Haley responded to it perfectly.
What Haley?
That's true. That's true.
There's two characters that never do anything wrong. It's Hera Syndulla and Saw Gerrera.
Oh my.
Jesus Christ.
That's canon.
That's canon.
If
Jesus
only
Christ.
Saw Gerrera
Even
was
Saw's
full
cannons
gullet.
are never wrong in canon.
Oh my goodness. Char, your thoughts before you lead into your segment?
No, I just think Hera knew exactly what she was doing, and I feel like that's how some people bond, is over fighting it out and settling it with time. And she's kind of brilliant for that. And like, if me and you got into a huge fight, like if I just hate you, what our friends would do, what our people would do, they would lock us in a room and we would talk it out.
Oh no, I would lock us in the room and we would talk it out.
Oh no, I would lock you in the room and I would fight you.
No, yeah, you'd
But
try
at the end
to
of the
fight
day,
me,
we would
but I'd
resolve
take your
the
ass
conflict.
out.
But that's the thing. That was what Hera did.
There you go.
She sent both of them because they knew that they had some animosity towards each other. But the best way to get rid of it is by working together, despite the situation that they were going to get in.
Yep. Yeah. So leading into Char's segment.
Hey, look at that! Hey,
Is one of two segments.
As you take a drink.
Mm-hmm. It's Arizona apple. Leave me alone.
Water.
All right. Anyway, let's bring in the lore segment of Fight or Flight.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed. The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
And we are here for the lore segment of Fight or Flight. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, if you were paying attention, today's lore is going to be about dynamic duos of Star Wars. All right, so there are many great duos in the Star Wars universe, such as Han with Chewbacca, Anakin with Ahsoka, R2 with 3PO, Din Djarin and Grogu, Chirrut Imwe and Baze Malbus, Poe and BB-8, etc. But there are also some
Zero
terrible
inside
duos.
noodles.
Huh? Zero and yeah. I mean, that could be one of the yeah. But there are also terrible duos that just don't work together, such as Zero and Sice
Oh,
Noodles,
no, they work
Captain
so
Rex with Pon Krell, General Grievous with any battle droid, Fives with Fox, Maul with Gar Saxon, etc.
Sure, what are you talking about? Five to Fox get along greatly. Fox totally didn't shoot him in the chest.
In this episode, Zeb and Ezra are in the process of growing a friendship, and we see this begin in this episode because the episodes prior, Zeb hates him, and now they're starting to actually change the tide with how their friendship is going to go. So, Chase, Luke, Hereth, chat, pick 2 people to pair with you. One character being someone you love, and one character that you hate. Chase, go first.
Ooh.
Wait, okay. What is the goal of this pair?
Yeah. That's a good question. Good.
Well, the
good
goal of this
follow-up,
pairing is
Evan.
to be like,
to survive.
well,
Are we
yeah,
in a
one, to
bar?
survive,
Like,
and
what's
2,
going on
just
here?
like,
You gotta.
if,
'Cause I could go with like
because
my
you can
most
pick any
loved and
scenario
my
you want. This could be your roommate. This is someone you can go on a mission with. Could be someone that you going out to dinner with. It could be any situation, but you have to pick one person that you would love to be around, and one that you would it's dreading for you to be around.
the person I would love would be Erica Quell from Alphabet Squadron.
Okay.
She's perfect in every way.
Isn't that one of your favorite characters all time?
Is like my favorite character of all time. Like she's a war criminal and amazing. Like the third person who's never done anything wrong in Star Wars.
Besides Hera and Saw Gerrera?
Yeah, they're
Oh.
all 3 of those characters are perfect. I wouldn't ever want to be paired with the person I hate the most. The person I hate the most is Orson Krennic. Like the worst person in Star Wars is Orson Krennic. I can't like he's such a good villain because I hate him so much.
Yeah, that's also a very bad duo as well. Orson Krennic and Tarkin.
Orson Krennic and anyone is just awful. So if like I was like I'm having a great day and it's too good and I need that day to become the worst day ever, I'd pair myself with Orson Krennic. But yeah, if I need to be with the best person, it'd be Erica. If I needed to, do you want me to pair those 2 together?
Yeah.
No, just you. No, just
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Like if it's you and the best person, you and the worst person, just say that these pairings are someone that you have to like, it would be in like a survival situation. Like you would have to trust this person to save your life.
Ooh.
Erica Quell would 100% save my life and would make me feel really bad about doing it. So yes, I would always be paired with her for a survival situation where I know it would work out and like I don't like the character. Han Solo.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. I like Han Solo in Solo.
Oh.
I don't like Han Solo. Like I don't dislike him, but he's just not. He just doesn't do it for me. But like at the end of the day, if someone was like, "Hey, something's about to go down. Like you need to team up with someone," I'd be like, "I'd team up with Han. I'd feel safe-ish."
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about pets?
It's okay. Like I understand. Like keyboards are really hard to type on. You can switch words around pretty easily. It's fine. Like
Chase is the Thrawn quote in Rebels of I see someone doesn't appreciate art as I do.
it's just Qui-Gon Mid and Chadger Gascon.
Oh Jesus, Chatter Gascon. Now there's gonna be like a meme of like Meeber Gascon like
Like a
all
muscle. Yes,
ripped.
I need it now.
all ripped. Oh my God.
God,
Uh,
what a hunk.
Oh Jesus.
Luke, go ahead.
I would say Anakin Skywalker and then fuck Keanu Mooney. So I gotta go with Keanu Mooney. On the bright side, either way, I've got a Force Wheeler. On the opposite side, I've got Kiande Mundi, and
got the
all
most
he will
two
talk
brains.
about, all I could hear him talk about is the droid attack on the Wookiees and how useless as fuck he is. And
He's a powerful Jedi, but I think that he gets like too much hate on the droid attack on the Wookiees. He's just talking about how much like poon he's getting from his species all the time.
Legends. He does not slay. He does not slay in canon. Legends, absolutely, but that's only because he has to. It's not like he enjoys it.
Oh, he
Wait,
enjoys
never mind.
it.
He
He
enjoys it.
enjoys it.
I mean, who doesn't enjoy it? God damn, that's just weird. Some weird.
Yeah,
fucking
Kiani
shit.
Mooney and
Those are
Legends
two
had to
brains.
for
You only
the
have
pity pipe.
one girlfriend, not 37 wives.
And you have 37 wives and you really don't care about them because you're just using them.
Chase, you have 37 wives, don't you?
Like, at the beginning of the year.
You just weave them out. You're just like, who's a real one here?
Once
Who
they
can deal with
finish
me?
their procreation.
Jesus, that is too. Like, if you weren't joking, I'd be like, Jesus, we have gone rock bottom. Misogyny, here we come. That's
I can get us to rock bottom, Luke.
Oh, let's not get us to rock bottom. No, not a good idea.
Memories of Podwans past and present and
Oh,
future all
God.
coming in at once.
You guys keep asking me to come on.
You think we would have learned? You think we would have learned? No, but those are my two. Obviously, Anakin would do pretty well survival.
But what if he has a Force vision?
I mean, of me dying, that would just mean he's
No,
extra
just a
more-
Force vision in general. You really think you'd trust him?
Yeah,
Or would it just be like a paranoid son of a
unless
bitch
it's
all
about
day?
Padme, then he's taking off. Then I'm really fucked. But
And then you're stuck with Kiadi Mundi, who's gonna
yeah,
be using his two
that
brains.
would
Okay.
suck.
So Chase has Erica Quell and Orson Krennic. Luke has Anakin and Kiadi Mundi. And now we move to Hereth.
I had to put a lot. You could see me at the beginning. You saw me had to really deep think about this. Love was pretty obvious. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because come on, it's fucking Obi-Wan. Why wouldn't you want Obi-Wan?
That's fair.
Hate. I was really thinking about hate for a while. I went through so many different characters, like Zero the Hutt. And then Chase reminded me of a character. When he said Krennic, I was like, oh, it has to be Assistant Director Ronan. Fuck Assistant Director Ronan. I would not trust that
okay.
motherfucker to
Barely
be
Ronan as an
alive.
L.
I would not keep Assistant Director Ronan to keep me alive. He would just be like flipping his cape around on an island, and I'm just gonna be like, yo, we need to get food. And he's like, oh, but my daddy, Krennic's gonna come save me. But yeah, fuck you, Ronan. You're not gonna do shit for me.
All right. Well, that's an interesting pairing.
Yeah. I can't imagine anything worse than waiting in a theme park line with Mace Windu, but Ahsoka would be great. Mace Windu
wow.
just like, it's quiet in here.
Yeah,
Let's do something. Give me nachos.
It's just like she's in like a 182-minute wait for like the most thrill park line, and Ahsoka's like jumping up and down to get on it, and makes
No, Rise. It's
not there.
no.
Yeah.
Rise. It's Rise of the Resistance.
Oh my god!
It's
Imagine
Rise of the
sitting in a line
Resistance.
for 2 hours with Mace Windu.
And we're not talking about our good friend Josh Mesa Windu. I might add.
I think waiting in line with Mace Windu, as long as you remained quiet, it would be okay. But like as soon as you spoke, he'd be like,
Shut up.
We're done.
"We
No
have
more
3
talking."
hours to go. We're not
The moment
starting now."
The moment you start talking, take a seat.
Yeah, take a seat.
And
No
th-
more
and then-
talking.
And then Ahsoka's like, why don't we just cut through the line and like get all the way to the front? Mace Windu's like, no, that's not the
Me
Jedi
and
way.
me and Master Skywalker do it all the time.
No,
We do not
no,
grant you the
okay.
rank of speech.
Ahsoka would talk to all of the park employees
So you-
until they let you go through.
So you're saying just me when I'm in an Uber at Star
Yeah.
Wars Celebration
Yeah.
Anaheim?
What's
Yeah.
up, my guy?
What's up, my guy? Oh man, it's been a wild ride to where we're at now. I can tell you that right now. Char?
So my duo would be my character that I would trust is definitely Luke Skywalker. Luke
That's a
has
good
got to
one.
be the one to trust. I would hate to team up with is probably there's a lot of characters that I hate in Star Wars, but I got to pick one. I got to pick one that I know I can trust, but I know that I'm probably going to get killed because he's with me.
I swear to God, if you say the one person that I'm thinking on my mind right now,
Anakin Midwalker.
no,
I already
That's
have a
not who
good
I think.
idea.
no,
That's not
Anakin
kinda-
Chad Walker.
yeah, Chad Walker,
Sure.
yeah.
I feel like I know. I feel like I know who it is.
Talking about the one that I would not trust, I would have to say Ponkrell.
Okay.
Oh, I thought
All
you were
right,
gonna
all right. I
Savage.
thought you were gonna say Dengar, and I was about ready to just jump out of my seat.
Why would I say
Okay,
Dengar?
counter
I don't
argument. Counter argument. You're not a clone. And Ponkrell does have 2 enormous lightsaber staffs. Like I think you'd be like you personally would be fine with Ponkrell. I think he'd get you out of that situation.
Yeah,
thought-
but he would be like, "Oh, you get to do all the work. I'm the person that has to direct everything."
Let me contact my
actually-
friend Dooku.
You
Actually,
would make it
no.
out though.
No, actually, the one person that I would hate to be with is probably Phasma.
Oh,
Honestly,
I see that.
What?
I see
because
that.
I feel like Phasma will betray me.
She will just throw you in the garbage pit as fast
Probably.
as possible.
Yeah, she'll do what Han
Honestly.
did to her.
If
Uh,
like if you say anything wrong, like she'll just submit you to reconditioning. That's what would happen.
She's like, when we get
go
back,
to recondition, we can't go to reconditioning. Phasma, we're on a fucking island with no help.
No, I always imagine with this question, it's an island, so you're just stuck on an island with these 2 characters.
Yeah,
Oh,
I feel
me and
like
Anakin would definitely murder Keanu Moody. Like that's not even that's not even.
I feel like
Erica would murder Krennic. Like even
Yes.
like I would say like Empire era Erica would also murder Krennic.
I don't
feel
know
like
what-
if I start talking to Phasma, I tell her like a funny joke. I'm like, "Why did the chicken cross the road?" And then she'll immediately go, "Submit your brain for inspection."
I don't know what
Oh.
Obi-Wan and Ronan would be like. That would be the most interesting like
Obi-Wan
group
would be
dynamic.
like-
Exactly. She would make me squeal like a whoop hog, straight from the deleted scene.
yeah, yeah.
Unless you're Jedi Dooku, you're screwed.
So chat, let us know. Let's go. Chart, go through and see what other pairings we have in the chat.
Okay, so chat, what are the pairings that you have posted? I have to go up a little bit. There is Kenny said Ventress Ponkrell. I feel like teaming up with Ventress would be pretty interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yoda and Thrawn, but we'd go to Dave and Buster's.
Oh Jesus. Can
Okay,
you
okay,
imagine?
okay, wait. Thrawn at Dave and Buster's is probably the best idea of all time.
Oh yeah,
because you would
absolutely.
get so many tickets. Like the light spinning game.
Oh my
and then
god.
the coin push game, especially the coin push game. Like he would be sitting there for like a solid like hour and 59 minutes, and like at the 2-hour mark, he like puts the coin in, and all of them fall out.
yeah, because he's like strategizing when it is the best opportunity. So I mean, hey, you might win some awesome prizes.
And then
later
he's
on.
gonna tell you which plushie to actually get, because the certain plushie you get will help him figure out the best way to destroy that Dave and Buster's later.
That's very true.
I'm just
I
trying to
like
figure
that
out
pairing.
how Yoda proppers into the mix. Is he just like flip it around the David Busters and just like
Yoda's playing
as
Mario
hell.
Kart nonstop because you don't need to push down the pedals. It just auto accelerates. It's the only game he can play.
that is perfect. All right, any more of them, Char?
I think we covered them as we were going down. Oh yeah, Ven said Kanan and Dogma.
what kind
Oh
of mix would that be?
Jesus Christ!
What Kanan are we talking about? Are we talking about like Order 66 Caleb Doom, or are we talking Rebels Caleb Doom? Because that's a very different pairing.
Oh yeah, that is Yoda is playing Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Treading, I
He's
am.
only, okay, he's only got
Getting
three
the high
fingers.
score, I
Only
am.
3 fingers. I guess he uses the Force. Oh man, do you really
He's
want to
just
see
like-
Yoda doing
he's
this?
just playing easy mode.
Why do you have a Guitar Hero controller on hand?
That's awesome.
I
That is
just do.
awesome.
I just
Playing
do,
through the
Chase.
fire and the flames.
He's
I
just like,
am.
oh.
Just like the whole crowd surrounding. He's like in his levitation ball.
Yes.
He's just laying
Slow
back.
ride.
doing this.
Take it easy.
What do you
Take it
think?
easy,
What do you
slow
think? What do you
ride.
think? What do you think Yoda's favorite song would be on from Guitar Hero?
I love rock and roll.
I'm
Rock
saying
and roll. I love.
I'm
Like
saying
he-
one
no,
by
no,
Metallica.
he can play through the fire and the flames facing backwards, but he just prefers I love rock and roll. He's like, oh yeah, this is just my favorite one. I'm just gonna play this one.
No,
He can play any song.
Yoda plays Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh.
Eyes of the blue sky. She has.
No, I say one
Jesus.
by Metallica. I just imagine like him getting to the solo. It's like as he's like floating midair, like pressing all the time.
Galileo.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Singing,
Yeah.
yeah, he's singing. He's doing Bohemian Rhapsody and he's singing while he's doing it. He's doing like a little like on his like thing. That would be
Limelight.
hilarious.
Sitting in the limelight. Oh no, in the limelight. I am sitting. Yeah.
Oh my god! Whatever song is
Carry on. Carry on.
carry on, you will.
Carry onward, son.
Oh,
In the
wow.
city, my dad would take me.
Wait, I didn't have a daddy. Oh my.
Anyway,
God.
I digress, and we all digress. Let's go
Digressing and
into
side-dressing.
let's move into Hereth's segment with the interconnectedness.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
I mean, how am I supposed to get off of that? Like, come on, like that's the hardest way to get segued in with like getting distracted by Dave and Buster's Yoda. But I'll try to
Hey.
pull us back in.
Is that a
So
word, interconnectedness?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
try hard enough.
Yeah.
Like Yoda.
Oh, now he's gonna look it up.
He's pulling up Merriam-Webster right now.
All right, you pass.
Ha! Suck it, Chase.
Chase is like, I've been beaten again. God
All right, you know
damn
what?
it.
I'm gonna look up forward into the
That
black.
is technically 4 separate words.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Probably gonna be a picture of Neil deGrasse Tyson or something.
throughout the story,
Probably.
I mean, throughout all 4 episodes, but really this episode in particular, we see the Empire starting to work on Lothal. So obviously, we get some glimpses of it throughout Thrawn 2017, but we really don't get like a clear explanation for what they're doing in this episode. What do you think they're currently doing on this moment on Lothal by collecting all these citizens up of the Lothal towns?
There's the Jedi Temple on Lothal. I think the Empire knows that. They don't know where it is, and so they're probably assuming there are kyber crystals on Lothal, and they are probably trying to harvest the planet. is
Very
my
like
best
like
guess.
Jeddah.
Like Jeddah.
Mhm.
I would say I think it's a little bit more simple than that. I think they're starting to get their production for the for Thrawn's TIE Defender project. I think they're gonna start going into full production by the time season 3 happens. I think they're just building up the workforce and just getting ready. And you also hear Governor Price name drop, I believe, in the last episode, correct?
Yes, but also here's the thing. I knew when I asked this question, Alanis would instantly be like, "Well, this is what they're actually doing," because she'll find out in like 3 seconds. So I knew. There you go. Have fun with that.
Going into
That's not vegan.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Why do I imagine on like planets like I don't know why Tatooine's coming to mind? They have like a bar and it's like Lothal cats, Lothal wolves, and it's like all you can eat buffet with like steaks and shit.
Nerf burgers all around. Hey, buddy.
What do you know?
Oh, here we go. We somehow got
Oh,
Dexter Jester somehow.
By the way, Dexter Jetster,
Ultimate
Possible
Gluxido.
possible cameo in Phase 2 of the High Republic.
I thought you were gonna say Andor, and I was about to look at you
Nope.
like you're insane.
Nope.
Honestly, in
I
Andor,
would
it's
accept
possible.
him in Andor. I mean, I would accept Dexter Jester in any piece of Star Wars media.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right you
possible
would.
for Andor. I mean,
He's-
they're on Coruscant
yeah,
a lot.
He's so down to earth. Like he's such a down to like literally like boots on the ground character. I think it makes sense. It would make sense for him to at least be somewhere. Like I could totally see the rebel cells meeting like, hey, we just need to meet somewhere public and you know and being conspicuous. And what other better place than
Dex's
Dex's
Diner.
Mhm.
I keep saying this every single time we bring up Dex. Disney missed an opportunity to put a Dexter's Diner in Batuu.
he's not a
Because-
franchise man. He's a small
Yeah, but his
business
shop,
type
but
of
his
guy.
but his shop's been shut down in Coruscant.
He needs
He's
to
got to go
relocate.
somewhere. Come on now. I think it would work.
I would be totally cool with a Dex's Diner in Disney. I don't know about
Yeah.
on Batuu.
And then I would imagine also Dexter's Diner's not like a 50 style bar anymore. It's like a 70s and 80s style.
Well,
like,
look, you also have to think
restaurant.
too. Like they can't just put it there. Like it's a lot of that stuff is like canon and canon adjacent.
You could easily make it canon to where Dexter Jetster's just like, oh, I'm gonna make a.
What are they gonna do? Make another Black Spire Outpost book and just add Dexter's Diner into the mix? Like
Yeah,
out of
why
nowhere?
not?
Let's do it.
Why not? Give Dexter Jetster his shine, baby. Come on.
Luke,
Maybe he
we know
relo-
of all people you would be saying that.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
he-
absolutely.
Maybe he relocates after the sequel trilogy is done during Rise. See? Use your brain.
I love the
Dex's
type.
Diner.
I love the typo here, but this is a W.
Then that wasn't
Diner.
Diner.
that wasn't a typo. You meant to type that, you
No.
dirty man.
No,
You
that's
dirty,
that's
dirty
the
man, Ben.
that is the version on Batu. It's the renamed version. That's the 70s style version of
Diner.
Dexter's
Oh
Diner.
Jesus! You just see
It
like
does
sex-
have the
you
longest
just see-
wait time.
It does.
you just see like sex swings like as you walk in.
Sex wings.
It's just like, what the fuck is this? And then all of a sudden you see, what do you know? Just forearms,
And he's just naked.
And then we see a TIE intersexer just flying over.
Intersexer. Anyway,
I prefer the
sorry.
K sexy fire spray.
Oh my god! Right off the top of the head.
Yeah, the fire spray 31
impressive.
class pursuit and class attack and sexcraft. Yeah,
Oh Jesus! My goodness. All right. Well,
Texas swinging diner. Yes.
yeah.
Oh my god.
And the logo is a pineapple.
Oh my god.
There's a reason Obi-Wan goes there.
No, it's not a pineapple. It's a Melu rum.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild. But no, I honestly think. Oh Jesus. Yeah, it's true. I
just
honestly
l-
think. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, should we just rename this segment? We try to interconnect this to Rebels, and we somehow got on
No,
Dexter's Diner.
because it takes away from Sith Face podcast, which you should go listen to right now. They try to talk about Star Wars subjects while they are getting drunk. Go follow Brooke B. Dazzler, Alanis at Nada Kyber,
Are we just
and
gonna
Grand
throw up the
MLB
graphic
and
now
V.
because we always forget? We always.
Well, I mean, we did talk about Brooke.
So, you
So,
have to, by
Oh,
law, by legal
Yeah, I was
law.
hoping like, wait, are we? So is Brooke here? So like, if when
no.
Brooke here, it's by default where we bring up the banner.
No, when we meet, yeah. So speaking of Brooke, go to farfarawayfactory.com. If you're looking for cool shit of Star Wars, DC, Marvel, she has the perfect store to go to. So farfarawayfactory.com. You can follow her on all the social medias at _BDazzler_, which by the way, her TikTok account is still banned. She still can't use it. So if you guys feel so inclined, contact TikTok directly through emails. We'll get all of that information and help her get her account back.
In the meantime, just follow her back up, and hopefully, again, I think most of the time TikTok's suspensions or bans are pretty easy. You just bang their fence 20 times in a row and they'll just give up.
Yeah, there you go. But hopefully she can get her account back. But Hereth, anything else with your interconnectedness?
Honestly, again, this episode was kind of hard to find something interconnectedness because next episode's gonna be really easy. This episode, you're just like, right, what can I connect this to? I guess the Empire on Lothal. It's just like I had to really squint and think about it, but no, I agree with everyone. I think it's they're either working on the TIE Defender project, which could make sense or could not make sense. It depends where Thrawn and Eli are at the moment because they could still be dealing with why am I forgetting the name of the antagonist?
Swan.
Yeah, Night Swan. They're still dealing with
Night
Night Swan on Umbara, possibly at this point in time. It's again, the first Thrawn book is very confusing to follow timeline wise because it jumps like the course of 15 years and like really fast. You're just like, what? It's been another year?
Yeah, no
Kind
doubt.
of like House of the Dragon.
Dude.
Oh my
First
god,
time
Atlantis
Jen.
is about to make that comparison.
Oh no.
We've lost Atlantis.
No, we have nope. Anyway,
Thrawn is Damon confirmed.
Jesus Christ. But let's get into Char's final, as he likes to say.
3 interesting facts about a certain Rebels arc that you didn't know about until now. Yeah, as said right there. And I'm going to say it again because that is what we do. All right. 3 interesting facts about a certain Rebels arc that you didn't know about until now. Part 3, Fight or Flight Edition. Fact 1, Sabine's unique artwork. Seen among Sabine's drawings on her cabin walls are caricatures of bounty hunters Cad Bane and Embo. Fact 2, an original toy's first appearance. This episode is the feature debut of the Imperial Troop Transport Vehicle, the animated incarnation of a classic Kenner toy that was first available between the original releases of Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back. Fact 3, Zeb and Ezra's grocery list. A peek at the scribbled text on the shopping list prop that Hera provides Zeb and Ezra has the following items: Melu Run Melon, Science Dip, Space Waffles, Large Bag, Writing Cam, and Dill Pickles. But Dill Pickles is spelled D''IL, then PYYKKLES. And there you have it. Those are the 3 interesting facts about Fight or Flight. Yeah, there you go. I was going to say addition again, but those are the Fight or Flight facts.
Are you saying pickles
There
are
you go.
canon in
I
Star
think they
Wars?
should sell dill pickles at Batu.
Yeah, so Dill Pickles are like somewhat canon in Star Wars. So
Fried dill pickles would be preferable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I didn't work on the rankings thing again. So, Hereth, what are the rankings again?
I have to pull up the DM with you.
Yes. It's something. I know it ends with Grand Admiral. I think I'm like.
If
nah,
I remember correctly, it's Ensign Luke Bosa.
When did you do that?
just now.
Did you really?
Yeah, it took me like 5 seconds.
How did you do that?
Okay, I was right.
You literally go over here and then you go create banner. Okay, wait, Hereth, what are they? I'll do them real quick.
I'll just put it.
Ensign, Lieutenant Commander, Admiral, Grand Admiral is what it
Yeah,
would.
it's Ensign,
potentially
Lieutenant,
be.
Captain, Admiral, Grand Admiral.
All
Say
right,
that slower?
I just put it
dude,
in
it's
private
in
chat.
private chat. It's in private chat.
It's in the chat.
Well, I can't do them all. Okay, wait. Yeah, hold on.
Okay, hold on.
I got this. Okay, let's make this real quick. It'll take
Welcome
me
to
2 seconds.
Podwans Fixes Their Shit live on stream. I am your host, Hereth Productions.
There you go. I got it, Char.
No, I got it. I do you one better.
Oh Jesus!
He's gonna fix it and make it 100 times better. Watch. Just
How are
spite.
you? How are you? Oh my, whatever.
I'm here for this energy though.
Dex's Dills Pickles, absolutely.
I love Dex's dill pickle.
I'm sure you do.
There you go.
Oh my. Oh, okay. Good job. You outdid me.
I tried my
Of
best.
course. God damn it. But yeah, Chase. Starting with you, what'd you think of this episode?
You know, standalone, I think I'd probably put it at good, like a captain. I think it's a good like starting point, and we're starting to see where it kind of fits in with the whole Rebels story. I think when we do look at that whole Rebels story, I think when we get the TIE fighter back and Sabine gets her hand on it, will be kind of like what I talked about. Like this is more of a precursor to what's going to happen with Zeb and Callus. I would put it at Admiral. I'd put it, yeah. I think it's a solid Admiral episode. I think it's cool. I like seeing the bonding. I like seeing Ezra kind of showing more and more that he's actually a very good person. Like when they see the smoke from off in the distance, and like we need to go check that out. He sees that it's his friend from earlier, and that's his farm, and the Empire's already destroyed it. We're starting to see that he's a good character, and also Zeb is not very hesitant to go help other people. So we're starting to see that they're really, really are like good people, and just that bonding start to happen. And again, I think the TIE fighter that they steal that does come back later brings it definitely up to an Admiral.
All right. Okay. Hereth?
I'm gonna say captain, but it's on the verge of becoming an admiral. If that makes any sense, like it's almost there. I think it's a good episode. Hell, I would say even a really good episode if you factor in how it ties back into the Rebel season finale, how it ties up Ezra and Zeb's kind of like antagonism towards each other. But I'm still gonna lean towards good because I think there's so many great episodes in Rebels, even in season 1 going forward. So I feel like I want to just save some of them for later.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna say The Verge. It's like if it's only a tier list, it's like almost the top.
Okay. Char?
I'm gonna have to agree with everyone else. I'm gonna say it's a captain.
And I'm gonna round it off with also saying captain. And that's pretty much it for this episode. Folks in the chat and everybody listening on audio wise, these episodes are going to be a little bit shorter. We do have quite a bit of episodes that are just one-offs, so this is kind of how it's going to be for a little while. But it's going to be a nice little change of pace. So I think it's going to help the show out quite often. So that's going to be it for the episode. Chase, thank you again for coming on. Where can the good people follow you?
You could follow me at Forward Into the Black, basically everywhere, but primarily on TikTok.
All right. Hereth?
Find me at Hereth Productions on TikTok, Instagram, Hereth_edits on Twitter, and you can find me here at the Podwans podcast, slaving away on reaction videos.
Yeah, agreed. Char, where can the good people follow you?
Char's
people.
face.
Every time. Good people, you can find me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at CharCharJ, as spelled right here. And you can find me at the Podwans podcast every Thursday night as we cover our Star Wars Rebels rewatch. Next week, we'll be covering Episode 5, Rise of the Old Masters. And you can find us on Sunday for our House of the Dragon watch-along. And later tonight, I won't be there, but Luke will be there.
Yep.
And Chase will be there as well for the Rings of Power watch-along.
Yep. Absolutely. You can find us at TikTok at the Podwans podcast, on Twitter at Podwans podcast, and Instagram at the Podwans pod. Just like Char was saying, House of Dragon every Sunday night. The reactions will be up by either Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning. And then we have obviously Thursday's podcast day, and Thursday night, Friday early morning is our Rings of Power.
Whoa, we forgot something important.
What?
Andor starts next week.
Oh shit! Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Andor starts next week, so we'll get to throw that in on a Wednesday morning. So we plan on doing. I think we're gonna film.
Are we gonna do the first
a reaction? The first two, or first one, or first two. Like it just depends. But Hereth will probably have that first reaction out. Probably what latest
Wednesday,
Thursday.
it's 3 episodes.
Wednesdays, 3 episodes. Yeah. So it might just be one long.
It's gonna be one long video.
reaction.
It is. It's just there's gonna be breaking up by discussions in the middle.
Yep. So be on the lookout for that next week. Andor's next week. We do have a couple of people that we know personally that are currently at the Andor premiere tonight. We are so happy for them, and we will hopefully one day, all of us here on the panel and everybody that we know, will hopefully get the opportunity to go to a Star Wars premiere, and do all that fun stuff. But that's kind of it. Look out for us tonight, me and Chase, Grandmaster Bale, and Kari or Tia, as we watch Rings of Power. But that's gonna be it. On to the next one. For Light and for Life.
We are all the Republic.
And may the force be with you.
Always.
Always.
See you guys.
That was so out of sync.